Hello and welcome back to Joga Bonito, the save where we try to conquer Brazil, South America, and then maybe even the world. Sound a bit like Pinky in the Brain there. Anyway, we are starting our journey off at Cruzeiro, as you will have seen from the past couple of videos, and I've made a bit of progress. We've got a couple of things done, and we're about to play our very first competitive game. It is our first game in the Minas Gerais State Championship. The Brazilian League's a little bit weird. I'm trying to get to grips with it, and it seems like there's the local or more local sort of regional league, the Minas Gerais State Championship, and then it goes into the Serie A, which is the like Premier League sort of thing, and from the Premier League Serie A setup, that's where you can qualify for the Copa Libertadores, which is like the Champions League but in South America. As far as I know, I think that's right. If that is completely wrong, that's kind of how I've tried to work. I've done a little look at it, and that's kind of how I understand it. If that's wrong, please do let me know. And if you are a Brazilian football expert, I need your help because it's actually quite confusing. I should have done a lot more research, I will admit. Anyway, we are about to play our first game in the Minas Gerais State Championship, which is this 12-team league. We are the holders of this, and we're expected to do pretty well. I think we even might be expected to win it. So, pressure's on. We won it last year, 2018. We won it before then in 2014. It kind of flips between Atletico Mineiro and us. Americo Mineiro won it at one point in there. But if you do have a look at the league table, there's not many of the so-called Brazilian big boys in there. Big boys sounded weird. Mineiro probably the only other one that I recognise as being one of the bigger teams. So let's hope we can. It's a nice start to things on this save, and we can get some wins. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? All right. Since you last joined us, then I have been busy, and we've made a little bit of progress. We brought in those staff members. This looks a lot better. They're at least green, and we're not the worst. There's still improvements to be made in that regard. We have made some transfers though. If I go to transfer history first of all, these four bottom ones here are all transfers that I have made. So I've brought in Biro, which is a great name. He was on a free transfer, brought him in on a free, and he looks very, very solid. Have a look at that. He's only 24 still. He's got pretty nice attributes across the board. He's only 5'5". He's only a little lad. He's got good pace, 16, good acceleration, good agility. His physicals are nice for a winger. I'm going to probably get him to see if we can train him to sit a bit deeper. He's not great there now, but as an option off the bench potentially to start with, I think that's not too bad as a free transfer anyway. So quite happy with that. He's got a nice bit of value as well, up at 11.5 million, and not on too much of a contract either. You saw us having a look at Roberto De La Rosa in the last episode. We have completed that signing now, the 19-year-old Mexican with lots of potential. I'm looking forward to potentially using him, seeing if we can develop him a little bit. He's 5'10". He's fairly average, but he's only 19, so I'm just hoping that this is a kind of decent level for him. He probably won't start to begin with, but maybe trying to integrate him as the season goes on, or if it does seem that we're doing quite well, maybe getting him in for a few games in this Minas Gerais State Championship that we're starting off in. We also brought in a couple of, we brought in this youngster. I didn't actually, he seems to have kind of blue hair there like Ninja, but I think it is just the picture. This one wasn't actually me. It's an American youngster called Santiago. He has got Brazilian heritage. But yeah, the board or the head of youth development, one of the two, brought him in on a free, which is okay. It's an added player, I suppose. And then finally, I picked up Lucas Silva, who I thought this is quite a nice signing as well, on another free transfer. Now, he's on a bit of wages, 10.75k, sorry. So there is a bit about me that thinks, is that too much? I'm not sure. But I guess we'll find. We'll see. I think he's going to be very usable though. He's 3.5 stars according to this coach summary. He's got a value of 11 million. His attributes look very nice across the board for a midfield player. We could probably play him here as a deep line playmaker, I would say, because we don't really play with a CDM at the moment. We may move into that though. And there's one thing that's kind of pushing me towards that maybe we will move towards a slightly different tactic, and that is the potential, and I say this is only potential, the potential signing of Thiago Almada. Now, if you've played any Football Manager 2020, or actually 19 for that matter as well, you know that Thiago Almada is one of those Wonderkids that if you can, you go and get him. Unless you want to move on because you've used him before, that type of thing. But I'm thinking if we can get him to Cruzeiro, it would be a great thing. Now, he has agreed a contract. We've agreed a deal to sign him. We don't have enough money. It was looking like we were going to sell this man here, Ariel Cabral. However, he rejected the move to Saint Etienne for 3.5 million. Look, he rejected this contract. If that had gone through, the money would have been there. It would have been fine. He rejected it. He's kind of left us in the lurch a little bit, and we now don't have enough money. I've delayed the deal twice, so if we don't get him sorted, or we don't get the money sorted in the next couple of days, that deal is going to get cancelled, and we may end up missing out on Thiago Almada. So I'm going to try again to sell this guy. We can go the board. I tried to sell for lower, and the board vetoed a deal after this as well. So I've had a bit of a nightmare trying to get rid of this guy. It's not been easy. Yeah, I don't want to miss out on Almada, but also I suppose we could go in for him again afterwards. But I know what's going to happen. He's going to be angry. He won't join. He doesn't want, and then they'll want more money, and it'll just be one of those, and we might end up missing out. It'd be a shame, but obviously we'll deal with that when we get to it. We've done a lot of grafting to try and get Almada to be interested at all. We made him top target. We've scouted him. I got our captain to go and talk to the media about him. We've done all of those things to try and tempt him to come. He eventually decided that he wanted to enter contract talks. We gave him a huge offer, really, for a 17-year-old. He agreed to it, and then we find out we don't have enough money. It's a bit disappointing, but there we go. Other than that, though, I've had a little look at the squad. I've offered out a few players. I didn't actually show you that. I did sell one more player. It is behind me here, but it is Bruno Lopez. He went for 125k. Just a small one, that one, really. I've done a bit of scouting, looked for some other people. I am going to look for some more staff members, I think. But we have got ourselves now into the January window. Did I tell you this one as well? We also have secured the future of Jamal Musiala. I think we talked about that in a previous video. But he doesn't join for another couple of years because he's only 15. But that is one that will be a future one. Yeah, I'm taking it quite slow going through. We are about to play our first competitive game. But I'm going to get everything set up for that. And I think our next video will be us actually playing that whole game. And we'll get a live game in that next video. Today, I'll just go through the squad and then we'll get ourselves ready to go. So this is the squad. This is the tactics. Clicked on the wrong thing about 5 times there. Don't know how many subs you get. Shall I have a look? I think you might get 12 subs, which is quite nice if we do. I'm going to put Lucas Silva on the bench because he's one of our new signings. De La Rosa is another one of our signings, the striker. He can go on the bench. I've kind of upset David. I tried to offer him out. Well, I did offer him out, and he didn't take to it too kindly, which is a shame. Oh, it's been a bit back and forth. I apologise for that. But I remember now, there was something I did want to show you. I've given us the option of seeing the reserves and under 20s. By the way, if you don't know how to do that, here's a little FM tip for you. If you don't have the option to see here on this tab the reserves and the under 20s, what you need to do is go to training, you need to go to staff, responsibilities, and then training. And if you click this button here, lead individual training, and take control of just the individual training, you don't need to do the general training of your youth team or of your reserve team here, by clicking this and then confirming, that will make these 2 bits show up here. That's a little tip for you if you didn't know that. It's quite useful being able to click straight into your reserve team like you used to be able to, instead of, I know a lot of you have been, or at least were at the start of the game, clicking developmental center. Development center is a weird way to say that. Development center, then clicking into it through here, which is a bit annoying. And what I did want to show you was this here. If I click to reports, this is our under 19s, this is our under 20s team. We've got quite a lot of potential going on down here. We have this centre back who is got four stars at least potential. These guys here who are 18, but these have 2-star ability in the first team as well. We could use these. Vinicius Popo, for example. We can use these in the first team if we want to, as younger options, which is why I'm kind of keen to shift on a few players too, because I'd be happy. Look at this left back, Mateus Pereira. As a left back goes, he's not too bad. If we compare him with our first choice left back, which is Egidio, he's not a million miles off, and this guy's 32. Surely the clever thing to do is to shift him on and get the youngster in and develop him and, you know, take the money and run. But yeah, I found that and I was like, actually, we've got a bit to work with. Even in the reserves, if I go and click here, we've got a 17-year-old left midfielder in Mauricio, who looks fairly good. Good determination, could be developed. Only 6 strength, so he will get blown over by a strong breeze. But also this guy as well, Arthur Enrique, who is out on loan. But again, loads of potential for a central defender. Yeah, we've got a lot of players at the club and a lot of very decent players. So there is a bit to work with, and that's kind of what I'm thinking. Maybe I'll use this game as to see whether we need to maybe see if... I don't know how good we're going to be compared to these teams. If it's a walk in the park, we can start to get some of the younger players in and try and shift on some of the older ones. But we'll kind of use the next game to gauge that, I think. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to leave it there for today. I hope you've enjoyed this little update just on what we've done so far, really. We'll find out in the next video then if we can sign Thiago Almada. That will basically go through straight after the game. And in the next video, we'll go on and we'll play that game and see how we get on. Like I said, gauge whether we're going to be one of the better teams in this league, or actually if we're a long way away from that. I don't really know, because I don't really know the league very well. But it's not the Serie A. It's not the actual Premier League-ish type team. So anyway, in the next video, hopefully that will all become a little bit more clear. Thank you for watching today. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel by clicking the subscribe button. Turn the bell on to make sure you get notified about future videos, and leave a like and a comment on the video too. I appreciate all the support. I will see you very soon, and we'll get into that game then. Thanks for watching. Peace.